Hi there, Grant McComey here with this week's edition of Travel Oregon's Grant's Getaways. Well, as you can see, I'm firmly planted in an agricultural field. It's harvest time throughout much of the Willamette Valley, a strong link with Oregon's past that dates back 150 years or more. In fact, there's an even stronger link that we've discovered, one you can visit. It's called Thompson's Mill State Park, and it's down by the old mill stream.
Okay, you guys ready to roll?
When Doug Crispin tells the tale, Oregon's 19th century comes to life.
This was the latest, greatest milling technology of the day.
History that dates back 150 years, when leather belts wrapped wooden wheels to move augers and elevators that carried grain and gave life to settlers of the Willamette Valley. Time when Calapooya River Hydro made all sorts of machinery move at Thompson's Mills. Martin Thompson owned it for much of its life, even built a cottage next door, Queen Anne style. Gleaming whitewashed grain silos in five-story building marked the site for miles around.
Now I'll show you a little treat around the corner. It's one of my favorites.
Doug Crispin says Oregon State Parks was so impressed with the treasured landmark, they bought the mill, the cottage, and surrounding property a few years ago.
Every time I walk through this mill and I see the axe marks on these timbers, it comes alive to me. I just marvel at the craftsmanship, the ingenuity, and the hard work of our pioneer ancestors to build, and the fact that it's still standing today.
Restoration continues and offers hands-on exhibits that show you how tons of grain was moved and milled with limestone.
Refining the flour over and over until we finally get this beautiful, very light, fine, pastry quality flour. The visitors get a big kick out of touching, feeling history and contemplating, an age before fax orders and emails and FedEx deliveries and things like that.
It's a remarkable site with hidden nooks and crannies.
Release the brake, pull on the rope, and up you go.
Sort of place that demands exploration.
Talking about hidden treasures.
New surprises are revealed each day and often link us with the past. Some are practical.
Hidden underneath the wallpaper were these 90 and 100-year-old flour bags, the oldest ones that are found here.
Thompson's Mill's flour was shipped across the country, even to China and Europe. Parts of the process offer homespun memories.
They were recycled and made into aprons, tea towels, curtains. It was mostly the thrifty farm wives during the Depression, World War II, and into the 50s and 60s that were still recycling these old bags.
It's a site that holds on to history, that's for sure. Even more amazing when you consider it was all built by what Crispin calls saddleback engineering.
Before GPS and no aerial photography or laser levels or any of those modern stuff. They figured this whole thing out, just by cruising around the neighborhood on foot and on horse.
History that comes to life at Thompson's Mills, the early days in Oregon, and how people built an economy out of the wilderness. All of it is worth a visit to consider. Thompson's Mill State Park is a real treasure trove of artifacts, and historians are uncovering new details about our pioneer past practically each day. It's the sort of place you can visit anytime. You can find the directions on the Travel Oregon website. If you like, consider making Thompson's Mill State Park part of your entry in a unique travel contest. It's called the Oregon 150 Challenge, and it offers a dream vacation to the winner somewhere in the state of Oregon. You can find the details for the contest on the Travel Oregon website. Finally, get out here and discover a bit of Oregon's past as you make your own outdoor adventures, and let Travel Oregon be your guide. For Travel Oregon, I'm Grant McComey.